Hi everybody, happy Friday and welcome to Guild Chat, where we're talking about this week's PvP updates on Guild Wars 2. I'm your host Ruby, and let me get it started, introduce you to our dev guests. Our first two dev guests for the week. Ben, you're sitting closest, so I'll pick on you first.
I'm Ben, I'm the game designer for PvP.
Awesome.
I'm Grant, I am the producer for PvP and World vs. World.
Awesome, thank you guys. I'll start by letting you guys know that we are going to try to take some questions. If you have questions during the show, just throw them into chat. A couple people behind the scenes will be passing them on to us, and if we have time, we will try to get those answered. So let's go ahead and just start with automated tournaments, since you guys worked on those. They didn't quite go as planned, but you had contingencies in place, and those did go as planned. So I'll let you guys address those.
Yeah, so we had things in place so that if there were issues with tournaments, like we encountered on Tuesday, that it would be only affecting the actual tournaments, So when we ran into the issues, regular PvP still ran fine. The rest of the game still ran fine. So those went off as anticipated in case we had issues. Obviously, we
Thank
tried
you.
to address the issues as quickly as possible, and we got our first tournament up about a day later. But yeah, we had plans in place to make sure that we could limit the impact of any issues.
Yeah, that's helpful because it could have had a domino effect. Just from what I was hearing talking to you guys, it could have had a domino effect, taking down all of PvP, and it's really, really nice that you guys planned for that and made sure that didn't happen.
Yeah, luckily they're pretty separated from the rest of the PvP, so.
Yeah, thank you very, very much. We had an interesting Tuesday. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about the crash issues that we ran into?
Yeah, I mean, we had what. I mean, the
I know
guys
it
later
wasn't
will
like
will
a
be able to
P-
explain it in
yeah.
more technical detail. But
Yeah,
it
we
was,
have 2 more guys coming.
It was
so-
basically some issues with somebody dropping a match, and then like while the rosters were getting transferred or something like that. Ray will be able to get, like, he's the server programmer. He'll be able
Good
to
luck,
explain
Ray.
it more. But yeah, and because of that, it kind of caused a cascade fail. Like you'll see a screenshot later of us in our empty match, like just like a lot of the players experienced.
Yeah. We had some issues in the morning as well. Weren't necessarily from work we did, but just other things that happen in the game whenever you have a new release. So we were working on getting those addressed, and then as soon as we got those cleaned up, we went into our first tournament. But fortunately, since we cleaned up the first issues, we knew it wasn't related to that, and we could focus on just the tournament section of why those didn't go off as planned, and kind of helped us limit where we needed to troubleshoot and bug fix.
Yeah, you guys were super busy on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
It's been a busy week.
Yeah.
It has. I saw a lot of you on Tuesday.
Yeah, I was running around. We had a couple things that we were hoping to celebrate with the first tournament, and had to put those on hold till day 2.
I'm
but
sorry.
everything worked out all right. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Let's talk about some more fun stuff, like the end of match mechanic.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of questions about it, of why we did
Okay.
it. A lot of the reason we did it was just we wanted kind of a better end to a match. Like right now, people used to just run around and keep fighting or take points, and we wanted something that kind of a little bit of a celebration and a little bit of boasting to go happen
Yeah.
at the end, which is something we just thought was fun. But we're going to continue to look at them and see how we can improve them. We might be able to do stuff in the future. Like, I mean, this is very maybe, but like we could give different emotes and stuff that people could do at the end of the matches.
yep, it's a way it creates more tools that we can use to give players some different
Yeah.
avenues to celebrate. So
For people who haven't seen it yet, do you guys want to spoil a little bit and
Yeah,
talk about what it is?
What happens is at the end of the match, the winning team gets moved to some pedestals, and then they get a bunch of options to dance or shoot fireworks off. And people can leave. We know that people don't necessarily want to stick around the match just to see that stuff, so we didn't change the functionality for leaving the match, so you can leave instantaneously. And there's still the scoreboard thing that actually covers up the players for the most part. You have to close that to be able to see people dancing around. But yeah, we just wanted something that was a little bit more interesting than just letting the match go until the map was closed.
Yeah. So if it's not your thing, you can still bail.
Yep,
Yeah, you can bail anytime
still
you
bail.
want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the statues in there, you were telling me they went through multiple iterations.
You're thinking of the top team statues.
Yes, thank you.
So we did have a few bug iterations on the end of match pedestals, though. We tried to catch some dance emotes where it would float you off. We found one that you have to run the dance for like 2.5 minutes, and he'll slowly work his way off. So
Yeah, I didn't realize the loop changed after that long a time, and the person slowly moves off the
every
pedestal.
dance loop just moves you a tiny
Yeah.
bit.
Yep.
So if you leave it for long enough,
it builds.
Yeah.
So
and eventually they're just like way over here.
Yeah, we also had to like increase the collision on there because not all the player races actually move the same way during the dances and stuff like that. So at one point, like the Norn was doing a weird dip and then coming back up because his center point moves in a different way than the rest of the races do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just had the collision moved out, but there was a lot of weird like visual things. Luckily, most of them were fairly simple fixes. We didn't have to spend a lot of time. I mean, it was kind of everything we had to did was just pretty simple. It didn't require any new code to do this whole thing for the most part.
Nice.
So yeah, which is all done through scripting.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Nice.
but as for the statues themselves, we shipped live with I think the third iteration of statue textures. The very first one, which I think you can actually see in the blog post, was using the Box of Fun Petrify. And then we found a different texture that we weren't overly pleased with. So we asked for a little bit of help and got a few modifications made.
Yeah,
to that.
luckily the effects team was really helpful in jumping on it. Once we looked at it, it was literally like 2 weeks ago maybe that I'm like, I don't think we can ship with this. It just looks weird. So I went and like borrowed some effects time off books to actually get somebody to punch it up a little bit, and they made it look a lot better. But
What didn't you love?
it had this weird rim lighting on it.
It was, yeah, it had a weird glow, and the color of the actual armor bled through a little bit.
Yeah,
That was weird.
it
It
was
was
also
just a combination of things just
Yeah.
didn't feel right. So
Yeah.
it was just a little bit of love made a lot of difference, which was
Yeah.
really, really good.
Nice.
Call it
thank
to
you
James for
borrowing
doing that for us.
For James?
James, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, James. All right, so were these the ones where we were talking? I think there was a Reddit thread where it was like, okay, so what if we go in there naked?
Yeah, that was.
Okay.
These are those statues, the ones that you get for becoming first place in the monthly tournament. Yeah, luckily we did think a lot about what players might try to do, and I know there actually are some top players that play naked sometimes. So, yeah, we wanted to keep that into account. So yeah, you just get put basic armor if you go in naked.
And we've tried to point this out, but as a fact, for those of you that think you have a shot at creating a statue of your own, it won't take your outfits. It won't take back items, if
Yeah,
I'm correct,
back items and
as
full
well.
outfits.
Back items, full outfits. So if you've got an awesome outfit, but your armor looks like garbage,
It's gonna use
consider
your
that
armor.
before
Yeah.
going into the match.
Yeah.
Of at least giving yourself good armor underneath that outfit if you want a cool statue.
All right, have you guys been looking? Like, what's the weirdest thing you've seen so far?
Well,
Have you gotten to see anything really good?
I don't know if we've played around with a whole lot of different varieties.
'Cause there's some amazing armor combinations.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Outfits
there is some crazy
notwithstanding.
stuff. I mean, people can with. I would be interested to see people put some crazy armor on there as long as it's not naked. So I think it'll be pretty interesting the combinations people do. We did want it to be as customizable as possible because it should show your personality through.
And your giant Norn mustache.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, why
That
not?
was like the first thing I saw everybody saying was giant Norn mustache. So thank you for not taking that away, along with the back pieces and the ability to be naked on the statue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so beyond that, you guys hit a lot of stuff around the PvP lobby too.
Yeah, some of the stuff we did, the llama farm. I know llamas are kind of our like theme pet, so we decided to put
That's
a little
been around
farm
for a
in there.
while.
Yeah. So yeah, we were just looking for stuff after we got all the basic functionality moved over. We were just looking at adding flavor. So llama farm, adding the llama achievement, adding a jump puzzle, things for people to do.
We migrated the rubble pile from the old Heart of
Yes.
the Mist
The
as
rubble
well,
pile of the
where everybody
gods.
Yeah.
enjoyed standing on and dancing on, and for some reason congregating around. It's got its own island. There should be a nice ray of
Spotlight,
light
yeah.
on it. Just make sure that the rubble pile never gets forgotten.
Yeah. And then we wanted to add another thing for people to do between matches, so we added the free-for-all arena that's in there.
Okay, I want to talk about the free-for-all arena in a second, but I want to back up to the llama farm and ask who did the NPC's dialogue?
That was me.
Rude.
I thought it'd
This
be...
is not an insult. I'm complimenting
No,
you.
I mean, I think it's a little fun to like poke a little fun every once in a while.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I know. That's why I did it.
I can actually like hear laughter over in the corner of the room right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at one of the questions we got here regarding how your legendary armor look. I actually haven't done it with the legendary armor.
Work just like any other
Well,
armor.
does it? Is it going to be
yeah. That's a good question.
I would
actually.
imagine it's going to be the non-combat version, but
Probably,
I'd have to
yeah.
go in and actually try
Yeah,
that out.
that's a good question.
But my gut says it would be the non-combat version.
Yeah.
Cal's giving me a thumbs up over in the
Yeah.
corner there, so I think
Yeah,
that's going
that's
to be the
probably right.
case.
Yes, non-combat version? Okay. Probably. Okay. That actually is a good question. Now I'm very curious, so somebody needs to get in there and find out for us.
We'll find out
We'll
soon.
go check it out.
Yeah.
All right, so free-for-all arena?
Yeah, that was basically... I don't even know who came up with the idea, or we were just thinking of things we could possibly put in the arena. And
Yeah, because people have been asking a while for some way to do duels and 1v1s, and while we didn't want to necessarily put in a whole new system functionality of right-click duel or anything like that, we wanted to give you an opportunity to still like go fight, try out builds, just something to spend your time while you're waiting on a queue, or if you're in the middle of a tournament, or all that. Just go have fun, try a new build.
There was a rubble pile to stand on. What more do you want?
People have actually played it a lot more than I thought they would. I thought it would die down pretty fast, but I was in there like. I checked it out because I wanted to make sure the tournament started last night around 11, so I jumped in there, and there were still a decent sized people down there. I jump in there every once in a while for a quick fight and let people kill me and get their kill a dev achievement. So
that's sweet.
I don't let them, but I'm like, you're gonna get killed as soon as you jump in with that title.
It's also been nice to see people sitting in the stands and just kind of passing time. I mean, I think the other day while we were monitoring one of the tournaments, there was about 4 devs just kind of sitting in the upper terrace, just hanging out and interacting
it's
with people.
fun to just watch people like in the background fight. Eventually people might start gambling on it or something, I don't know. Like, people can do whatever they want there.
Now they will.
Yep.
Everybody catch that? All right, I have a couple of player questions just that we've seen thrown around. 2v2 queues.
So when we were thinking about what we wanted to put into this update, there were a lot of 2v2 tournaments going on that are player run and things of that nature, and they were using, I believe, Faux Fire's Middle Point to do their 2v2s. So we felt like just giving them a map that if they still wanted to go and run their own 2v2 tournaments, it was something that's more built from the ground up to support a 2v2 style combat. And so that's why it's going to stay in custom arenas for right now. Allow players that if they want to continue running and organizing their own 2v2 matches, they just have a better play space to do that.
All right.
And give us an opportunity to add some additional features to the custom arenas, like adding rounds and basically deathmatch style game mode to the custom arena, which they didn't have those options before, even on a deathmatch style map.
Okay. I'm going to hit you with this one. I'm sorry. Rewards.
Yeah, we're looking at rewards.
Do I need to elaborate? Or
No. So yeah, we know we're always going to be looking at the rewards to see, like, are they relevant and are they valid? So we think for the most part the monthly rewards are in a pretty good spot. There's actually something I'm working on that I don't want to mention right now because it's not done yet, that I'm hoping I can get in there for the first monthly. But 99% sure I'm going to get it in there, but I don't want to promise it because things change. And then for the dailies, we're evaluating the amount of stuff we're giving out. We were a little conservative because we were a little concerned about farming, which is always a concern, especially in a tournament where there could be one team that just dominates all the time and always gets the top reward. But that being said, I think we are going to evaluate it, and we'll keep the public informed.
We're always watching feedback on Reddit forums. We've been on a lot of Twitch streams, getting feedback from players there, just listening to conversations, trying to just get as much information as we can, and do our due diligence on the back end of making sure that those suggestions are feasible and realistic.
Yeah, you guys are paying attention and all that. You did mention that there's something you're working on. You don't want to say quite yet. So you guys aren't done. You're not just this is a PvP update. We're out.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially for the monthlies, like, they're never going to be completely done because I'd like to swap them out every once in a while. But obviously, like, you never know what can happen or what resources I'm going to have available to me to add that stuff in the future. But I would like to swap some stuff out as we get access to new things.
And the team's got a pretty good list of items of additional functionality we would like to add to automated tournaments. So we're going to continue to plug away at those and chew through that list as long as we've got bandwidth and the ability, with nothing else coming along, and if there's nothing that distracts us and some other new shiny for PvP. But for right now, our focus is automated tournaments and continuing to build those out.
Awesome. All right, so keep playing and keep talking to us about it, you guys. All right, I know you guys are super busy, and we have 2 more PvP devs waiting in the wings, so we will let you get back to work.
Awesome.
And we'll be right back in a few minutes. Stay with us.
His beard is a legendary weapon. A Asura are actually polite to him. He always gets what he wants from the Mystic Forge. Tequatl waits for him to show up. The Norn sings songs about the songs that he sung. The pale tree grew just to give him shade. The Asura have a college which studies him. Dolyaks hurry to avoid wasting his time. His shadow is level 80. Tyria got world completion when he was born. He is the most interesting Norn in Tyria.
And welcome back. We're going to continue talking about the PvP update. I'll let these two guys introduce themselves and talk about what they worked on for this update.
Yeah, I'm Ray Patrick. I'm a server programmer, and I wrote the automated tournament server.
Thank you.
I'm Cal Cohen. I do QA related things for PvP and WWA. So it's been a really exciting week so far. Maybe a little bit too
That
exciting.
is a great way to put it. A little too exciting?
A little bit too exciting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we start talking about that and how everything can look great until it's pushed live, and then, oh, hey, look at all the new problems, and how I broke it 70,000 ways before that.
Yeah, tournaments
Yeah.
looked great in testing. I mean, we ran into issues and we fixed
Yeah,
them
yeah,
before
yeah.
release, but then we just ran into some really unfortunate timings with some things that were happening.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah, it's like that, Robert Burns poem, Best Laid Plans of Mice and Men Often Go Astray, right? I mean, that's exactly, the tournaments looked great in testing, and then I'd say when they opened, within like a minute or two, we had 30 teams sign up immediately. That it was just incredible, the amount
That
of...
was awesome. That was
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it was super exciting to see that, and and Europe was even more. There was tons of people just pouring in, and we definitely know we need to expand the tournament capacity because people were just going in. But one of the things is that when all that happens, that's a hard thing for us to test in studio, and so various issues that some issues happened around that.
Yeah, and we're aware. I mean, it's okay to say.
Testing it, yeah.
I mean, and I was actually interested while we were talking in how much testing you guys were doing, and you did so much that you broke it in such weird ways because you broke it in all the regular ways, and then you kept going. And I wanted to have you talk about that 7-team bug because you just got into such weird ways of breaking it that I was actually kind of impressed.
This was a pretty bizarre issue where, for the most part, I was usually running I can run 10 clients on my computer before it starts freaking out and slowing down. So I would usually have 10 clients in the tournament. It's all running fine. I think one morning my computer was running a little bit slower. So I'm like, oh, I can only run 7 clients. Sign up for the tournament, kick it off, and then I see 2 teams get a bye, which is not right because only one should get a bye. Is that even right? There should be 3 byes, I guess. I don't even know. 17 bracket.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But
But there were only 2 byes, and then one guy that didn't even get a match at all.
right.
And I was like, this is not right. So first I did do it again because make sure it's
Yeah, immediately reprogram.
maybe something weird happened, but it definitely happened again. So I'm like, all right, I'll run 6-team tournament. It's fine. 8-team tournament. It's fine. Ray, what happened?
He comes over to my
Like,
desk.
I just roll over, which was a common occurrence like the last few weeks. Every morning, I just roll over to Ray's desk, and he knows something's up.
I'm back.
I'm like, what? Oh no, it's something else. No, yeah, that was just a bug in the code that populates the tree. There's a binary tree that gets populated with matches, and that was I forgot an else statement in code.
Only 7 teams, not
Yeah, it was
not
a weird
6,
thing.
not 8.
It was odd.
I think it would happen in any case where you were one off the next power of 2.
I think
is that
so,
right?
and also the way it was trying to populate it had yeah, it was a one-off bug, and then it also populated the buys incorrectly, and then anyway, it was.
So it could happen with like 15 teams, 31 teams.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
it just got
but it was good he found
so
it.
bizarre.
luckily,
at that
we
point.
ran 7 teams at some point, and
Yeah,
we found that
it was
one.
really good you found it. And then actually, after you fixed that, I had a little simulator thing that I ran it up to hundreds and hundreds of teams to make sure that bug didn't exist anymore. So
Yeah, so that was really useful. But unfortunately, we still can't catch
yeah,
everything, even
Yeah.
with that really good simulation tool.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that doesn't simulate people coming and going and all sorts of stuff.
So then we went live and surprise.
Yeah.
So, by the way, if you did get stuck, thank Ray because he got you. He's the one who got you out of the matches.
I am the guy that unsticks people.
So that was
It's
that was a
actually
fun day for you.
ridiculous because he has to click a link for every player that's stuck. So he had like 1,000 tabs open in his browser. It's like, all right, you're fixed, you're fixed, you're fixed.
Click, click, click,
click, click, click. He was doing it for like 10 minutes.
Not every
Free
team.
everyone up. No,
Every
per
person.
Not every
Yeah.
team, not every person, or
Yeah,
every person.
Every person.
Yeah. So the first
Yeah.
tournament we had, both regions were actually full, which was awesome.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
said Europe filled up in like 10 minutes, right?
It filled up really
That was
fast.
awesome.
Yeah, it filled up really fast, and then we had that issue. I mean, the issue really was that we had people were when the tournament started. There were some teams that hadn't fully confirmed, and so then the code had a bug in it where it would take those teams and go ahead and, even though there weren't people in those teams, it would populate them in the bracket, and so then that's what happened to you guys when you started playing. You had this like you were in a map with only themselves in it.
You
yeah,
guys
right
played
there.
against-
Yeah. So
Good
we
job
had
winning against nobody.
we got an arena net team together to play a tournament because it's fun. We had a really tough match in the first round, as you can see. Enemy team scored 5 points on us, which is kind of embarrassing.
How did that happen? Good work, guys. Good work.
Well, I tried really hard to find a spot on the map where you could take fall damage, and just did it over and over and over. And I managed to die before the match ended. So they scored 5 points.
Yeah.
We did redeem ourselves the next day as soon as tournaments were working.
Oh, yeah.
Our arena team got together and we made top 4 of the tournament, which is pretty exciting.
Congratulations on coming back from that other.
We learned a
whatever
lot from that
was.
other match. I think we really did a lot of practice after the fact. We realized
Yeah.
we're not really playing as well as we should.
Yeah.
Well, nobody scored 5 points, so yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that unfortunately, I saw that they were in a match with just themselves and no other side, and I'm like, okay, that's a bug, but maybe we'll be okay for but unfortunately, after about 10 minutes, because there were other people that had this issue happen to, when those matches completed, there was an invalid game result that happened because of that, and that crashed the server, and so then the server went into a crash loop, so we had to bring it down at that point, which was a bummer.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
Yeah, but
But
we, I stayed up real late that night, fixed the bug, and we got it going the next day.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was good. And I actually should probably clarify that I'm really happy about the enthusiasm of all the people signing up. I wasn't happy about things breaking. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
all these people from Europe signed up and then it broke. Woohoo!
Yeah,
I'm-
so
Yeah.
excited to
I'm
have
very happy that
full
everybody
tournaments in
signed
both regions, and then something blows up. and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it feels really bad.
Yeah, feel like we burned some capital there, a little bit, player capital, but,
Everything's
So-
running pretty well now.
Yeah,
I mean, we
things
ran
actually
into
look
another
Yeah,
issue
you guys have
yesterday.
put in a
Yeah.
lot of work this week, and it's like you said, it's been a very exciting week.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, we had another similar really unfortunate timing window yesterday where
Yeah.
matches were ending right as the server restarted and
Yeah.
managed to drop some of the game results.
Yeah, we had a
and-
hot fix yesterday. The timing was unbelievable. It was right when the tournament was starting, and there was an issue with. It's technical, but there was an issue where the tournament it stalled essentially, so we had to restart it.
It's like
And they
such a crazy small timing window
was
because we
incredibly
tested
tiny.
something almost exactly the same as this.
And we have code.
Where-
We have code to handle when the game build changes, and we also definitely servers. It's designed so we can restart our servers all the time, but I think we still have a small
Yeah.
issue there.
that's one of the great things about that design, where you can restart the servers
Yeah.
all the time. And you were telling me it was only one match worth of time lost, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, one match, we decided to start a new tournament about 30 minutes later, 40 minutes later. So it was
And that's-
unfortunate, but
Well, and that's just the craziness of a live environment. Every
Yeah.
once in a while, that's like you said, you tested for that, and it
Yeah.
was still that there was that tiny little chance that those two things would collide.
yeah.
We didn't hit that magical timing
And they
window.
did, and of
Yeah.
course they did. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
that probably won't happen. The chance is like, what, 0.0001%?
Well,
there it is!
we don't try to think it probably won't happen.
Yeah.
That's
It was
a way-
more
yeah,
of
more
we
like
tested the exact case
Yeah.
and didn't hit the problem, so we
Yeah.
didn't think there was a problem.
Cal's like trying it, locally on our dev branch, and it's it's still okay.
No.
So there's live is like that, There's always
Yeah.
something new.
Now, you were saying that we were talking a couple times about how the matches filled up really, really quick, and you were saying we want to expand?
Yeah, we do. Right now we could support 100 teams, and in Dallas or in North America and Europe separately. We want to expand that, and I'm not going to say how high we can go because that's work that I'm currently working on.
Yeah.
But we can go higher, and we will go higher.
Awesome.
So yeah. So I'm not sure how high though.
Yeah, don't make things up.
Yeah,
please.
I'm not going to make things
Can
up.
we just support the entire player base? in
Yeah,
the
why
tournament?
not?
Cal?
That'd be great.
What did I just say?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Cal,
Yeah.
let's tell a story about testing 2v2 matches. This is how I get. See
there's
what
a lot of
happens. See what happens when you do what I tell you not to.
There's a lot of great QA stories from this because we were working on so many things at the same time.
Yeah.
2v2 being one of them and tournaments being another one. So we were running 2v2 map as a tournament because it was a really useful way to kind of test multiple things at the same time. And there was this weird case that happened. I guess I'll explain the 2v2 map a little bit because
Yeah,
there's a
please.
mechanic that when the game times out, the timer expires, it'll start creating this deathly fog ghost thing. I don't really know what we call it. But essentially
That's as
it's
good a name as any.
official name. Right?
Deathly fog
Fog
ghost thing.
ghost thing
Got
that
it.
kills you.
It's just an area that pulses damage, so it will force people to die and end the match. And we tested it in, custom arenas, and everything was good. So we were running it as a tournament, and I was actually really excited about this tournament
It was a
we were
test
kinda
tournament.
test tournament. We had some alphas in there. I was going super try hard because I want to win. I was playing like Berserker Warrior, playing as Dragon Hunter. It's really kind of an unfortunate matchup, but I thought I could still win. I fell behind pretty badly. I was like down 0-2 in a best of 5.
And Cal's by far the absolute best player on the team.
Don't say that.
Yeah, no,
That is no.
sorry.
Too
I
late.
get so much flack from that.
Well, I mean,
And Cal's name on live is.
So
sorry, man.
I was like, God, I'm never coming on this show again.
I got in like super focus mode, got my playlist running with like my workout playlist that I sometimes use for PvP matches, and won the next 2 games. So we're going into the 5th set, but at the end of the 4th round, we went into that overtime period, and the fog was there, and I still won because I killed the guy and then he died of the fog. But then when the round reset in tournaments, the fog didn't go away, and I don't really know why. We later figured it out. So
Did Ray do it?
it wasn't Ray's fault. It was actually
No.
Ben's fault over
Yeah,
there.
it's bad.
So we both got reset into base, and the fog was just killing us. And so essentially it came down to a coin flip, and I lost, and I got really upset because
Oh no! What did he do?
He was just really upset.
I was kind of mad. I mean, ham it up a little bit for
Yeah.
everyone around.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
yeah.
threw my headset on the ground.
Oh no! Good work, Ben.
But
Good
we-
work.
Yeah.
We found a bug that way.
Yeah, I called
so-
Ben out.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, you lost the, yeah.
It was kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it's something that we didn't really expect to happen again. It only happened in tournament matches with this 2v2 map, so
Yeah.
So you found a bug and you got a good story.
good story. Fixed a bug. I think
works.
it's a pretty good value overall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry you lost.
Yeah, if only I could just win the coin flip, then it would have all been fine. But
Then you wouldn't have a good story.
it's true.
So.
Nice. All right. Do you guys have any questions that you want to answer?
Oh, wow.
I don't know if we can
See
answer that.
anything? Yeah, none of that really
Okay.
is applicable, really.
I could answer the courtyard thing.
Go for it.
So we updated courtyard in this patch too.
Okay.
Just kind of gave it a secondary objective to fight over. It's a kind of similar to 2v2 where it's something we're trying out in custom arenas, and there's no real plans to put that into a queue right now.
Yeah. The question was, is Courtyard and the new map going to be in some sort of playlist for matchmaking?
Oh, and the new map. Yeah.
And new
So
map.
that is the 2v2 map, which Grant touched on earlier, where that's not really on our plans for right now. We're trying out custom arenas right now. See how it goes.
Okay.
There's
Awesome.
also a question about spectating tournament matches. That is something we're looking into.
You guys have a plan for that in place.
Yeah, we're looking into that. No promises on that, but
Yeah.
that is.
It would
something
be
we
awesome.
It would be really awesome. Yeah. So,
Okay. Speaking of, you guys also, I know, are super, super busy and probably want to lie down for a little bit. So,
I definitely need to lie down.
Yeah, me too. I need to take a nice long weekend. Is what I need to do.
all right. I know I appreciate you guys giving us a little bit of your time today. And I know you have also, like the other two guys, a ton of work to do. So,
Can I just say one thing?
you can say all the things you want.
I just want to say the PvP team and the competitive team in general is just an awesome team.
They really, really are. You
really
guys
are.
have put in the work.
The people, that and just the people are really great. And I'm a server programmer, so I'm sort of embedded in that team. But I get to sit with all these people, and they're just awesome. They're hilarious, fun to talk to. And we also should shout out to Evan, who did the UI for the tournament. It was a really sweet looking UI.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you definitely can. I'm just trying not to take up too much of your time. So
Okay.
say all the things you want.
oh
So,
no.
Yeah, keep going.
okay,
man.
within
don't know,
reason.
man.
Within reason. No pressure, but
Yeah, no.
now I'm just
sorry?
gonna be here like
Yeah.
talk, talk all day long.
No, it's
Yeah.
fun. Also, it's been actually I really enjoy the code I wrote for this. It's been just professionally and personally a really great experience because I'm proud of it. Yeah, there were bugs,
You should
but
be.
I'm proud
Bugs.
of
I'm pretty sure these aren't the first bugs that have ever happened in the
No.
history of gaming.
it. Exactly.
I
yeah.
can check that, but I think
Yeah, can we get a fact check on that?
yeah.
there have been other ones. Yeah,
It's not the first bug that I've written as well. So
very first bug you've ever written.
yeah, no, it is not definitely. It was but I think it's a good system. I think people are going to like it.
I want Ray back on. Somebody make a note. All right, thank you guys so much, and thank you very much for your hard work
Well, thank you, Ruby.
in the middle of an insane week.
All right,
So
thank
You
you.
guys did good work. Thank you, and thank you guys for playing PvP this week. We'll see you next time.